So today we're going to be discussing what is a virtual and what you can do as a virtual. Everyone comes to us with lots of different experience, 5+ years experience in whatever field you've been in, and a little bit of virtual experience would make you, an excellent virtual worker. But a lot of people ask, what does a virtual do and what can I do as a virtual? Again, my name's Lindsay with Metas Resources and VA Schools. I have over a dozen years experience in human resources recruiting and staffing, and I hire virtual and remote workers every single day. In this call, we're going to cover the key elements of what you can do as a virtual with your current skill set, and how you can market yourself in a niche. And in further discussions in the next coming weeks, we'll talk about how to do a virtual resume and how to market yourself and where to go find virtual jobs. And then we'll also have a bonus lecture on the 4th week about how not to get scammed in virtual work. So some quick information for everybody. Virtual work might be really new to you, so you might not really understand what it is. A lot of small to mid-sized businesses and even a lot of large businesses have had to redevelop how they work with their workers. There are so many people who are working mobily or in web-based programs about 90% of the time or more in traditional jobs. And so companies of all sizes have had to completely change how they work and how they hire. Something that may surprise some of you guys is the average remote worker is 49 years old and makes $65K per year. And I know that that might be surprising to some people, but that's really good news for older workers and for people that need to earn a median income, because a lot of people think that virtual work is only for youngsters, and that's just not true, because the youngsters don't necessarily have the experience to back up what the virtual client is looking for. Also, too, you can tell in example 3 here that work at home, remote, virtual work, the population has grown tremendously since 2005 and continues to grow. So it's definitely a trend that's been happening for over 10 years now, and it's something that we'll continue to see to grow over time. What are the areas of expertise that you have? We just recently had an opening for accounting and finance virtuals. So I've been talking to a lot of accounting and finance clients. Typically, you're going to see somebody that has about 5+ years experience in a specific area, system, tool, and they want to work virtually. Well, if you have 5+ years in any of these competencies, then you are definitely a good candidate for virtual work. So you could go into accounting and finance if you have experience in that. You could go into systems administration, human resources recruiting. I've been doing that virtually for over 5 years. Digital or web design, customer support, or sales and marketing. And these are just a couple of areas. There's also many, many other types of specialization in virtual work, but these are some of the most marketable ones that we see our clients asking for on a regular basis. All the areas of expertise are marketable in today's virtual job pool. And like I said before, if you have 5 years experience, that's great. But if you also have a degree in one of these fields and you're up to date on the technology in that area, that would put you way ahead of where a lot of other people are coming into virtual work. It's really important whenever you're starting your virtual career that you pick a niche or a specialization, because it allows you to be an expert in a specific field so that you can market yourself to clients that are looking for that specific kind of worker. So if you have a degree in accounting and finance or in computer sciences and you have 5+ years experience in that area, then that would be an area that you would be most marketable for virtual and remote work. And creating that niche will make you a stronger resource in that area. But that being said, it's really important to be passionate about what you do. If you've spent the last 10 years doing computer science work and you're just burnt out and you're done with it, then it would be pretty silly to go into virtual and remote work marketing that, because what's really important is where your experience, your knowledge, your education, and your passion are intersecting with each other. Because you're going to be able to go the extra mile for your clients if you're passionate about the specific niche that you're serving to your clients. I always ask people what they're passionate about, and somebody will tell me, "Oh, I'm really passionate about accounting and finance," and but I took a web design course like a year ago, and I really, really liked it. So it is possible for you to kind of mesh those two things together, even though they're completely different, because maybe you could be an accounting and finance virtual or remote worker for a web development company. That way you can get exposed to more web development projects and how the web development business works and what those clients want, because you might find that there's some areas that you can kind of expand into. And that is the nice thing about virtual and remote work, is that once your client sees that you're competent in one area, they will try you in other areas too. So it is possible to mesh a passion and expertise that are in really opposite areas. So that is the little bit of presentation that I have for you guys to just give you a 365 view of what virtual work is and what you could possibly do as a virtual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the floor and answer anybody's questions. So if you have a question, please let me know. I'm going to unmute everybody now. Okay, so does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you about virtual or remote work?
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little overwhelmed by all of it. I've been, you know, searching around for 3 weeks and
Mm-hmm.
feel like I haven't gotten anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be totally honest here. I think my self-esteem has plummeted.
So
I,
what kind of things have you been searching for? Are you just trying to find out more information about virtual work, or are you trying to find jobs? Like what are the things that you've been searching for?
Good question. So yeah, just finding out, just searching what it could look like for me. Where does my skill set fit in?
So
Um,
what have you been doing professionally for the last like 5 years? What have you been doing?
Right. So worked at my church part time, 30 hours a week.
And what did you do for them?
Uh, graphic design, videos, customer relations.
All of those skills are very marketable. So there are virtuals who are doing pinnable images. So they're just, usually creating a picture with some quotes on it for $10 an image. You can make 10 of those in an hour and make $100. You could also be a digital designer and be, paid hourly to do that for a client or for their blogs or for their social media, or, for anything really. Maybe they need flyers or posters. Video editing is also very hot too. That is definitely something that people are interested in hiring for. So
Right.
those are
And
just some areas right off the top that I can think of my head.
and I totally appreciate that because just because I'm self-taught, I didn't go to school for graphic designer.
Mhm.
I myself Photoshop. So I'm feeling like I'm not qualified, right?
So that falls under the imposter syndrome, and you could probably pull up some information about that that would be interesting to you. But I promise you that most of the people that are working virtually right now are self-taught people, and there are certifications that you can go out there and get. Just little free or low-cost certifications. There's also and in specific systems. So like if you were going to do social media for people, you could go get certified in Hootsuite. And some of them are free and some of them have a cost to them. But definitely if you get certified in specific systems that the clients are interested in working with you in, then that makes you more competent in those areas and makes you more hireable than other candidates.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well,
Can
I
you?
mean, that helps to hear because, I love, I don't, a graphic designer can be so many things. You can
Yeah.
be a beginner, you can be advanced, right? And
Hmm.
so I fall somewhere in the middle, and, advanced to me would be more of an, uh, like, more of an art, right?
Right.
Um, so no, that's I think, I'm in the midst of transitioning from being an employee to having the mindset of a business owner. I was working at another place for 5 months, and I resigned in January, and I just finished up last Friday. And so when I'm telling family members, I'm like, I've just transitioned from being an employee to being what you might know as a contractor, right? So
Hmm.
I no longer go in to work for them from 8 till 4. They now call me when they have a project, and I work on it for them.
Right, and I'm sure your family's looking at you like you're crazy too, because my family still probably doesn't really even understand. Well, some of my family do. I can't say that, but definitely people don't understand what virtuals do. So that's why it's really important. Like whenever I started doing this, I had to figure it all out on my own on the internet, and it took me a long time to figure stuff out. And it slowed me down from because I was trying so many different things and taking suggestions off of blog posts that were like 3 years old. And, so it's important to have a community of people that support you in it and that can help you to educate yourself and grow. Because after you get a first couple of clients underneath your belt, you'll just start learning at an exponential rate because you're doing real on the job training with new clients.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Next step is to find clients.
right.
How do I find clients
And we
that
we will be covering that not next week, but the week after that, all the different places and avenues that you can go. Next week, we're going to be focusing on virtual resumes first, so we can get your resume all ready, so that whenever you do find the places to apply, that you already have that resume made and it's already
okay.
optimized for virtual work, because there's certain ways that we can tweak our resumes to make it more obvious that we're virtual workers, because a lot of hiring managers are not sophisticated as far as recruiting methods, so you have to really spell it out for them. Small business owners are also not recruiters, and recruiters are looking for a very specific skill set, so we're going to make that real obvious to everyone so that they don't pass on us.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Brittany. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. I don't want to interrupt her yet, so I
No,
just
no,
wanted to
it's
make
okay.
sure.
I'm going to put you on hold, Carrie, and we'll listen to what Brittany has, and we can come back to you if you want us to, Carrie. Okay?
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
I'm going to
Yes.
kind of just go over. I mean, I was excited when I found you by accident
Mhm.
because I've actually been in one of the Facebook. What I've done and stuff is really kind of similar to what she's saying, and but there's a virtual group that I joined a while back, and of course she posts all these jobs, and you're supposed to call, some are simple, some are whatever. And I have a lot of skill set, and I've owned my own little companies, bigger companies. I'm also a professional organizer, and that's my passion. But the way my life has worked out, this is a lot of the ways that you can also help people for sure is in the virtual areas. I feel by what I've seen so far, though, just the beginning of what you're saying is you're already helping me realize what that there is so much more, because you get so frustrated, and like she was saying, in this market, the way my life has turned, I feel like there's like you can't describe yourself on one piece of page
Mhm.
to no one can and I'm so self-taught on so many things, and I've done many different things in my life now from where I started and blah blah blah. So it's not the same as getting in front of anyone, and I do like the versatility because I've had it for so long, although I'd go back into an office. But I feel I could do a lot of good if I had the right someone kind of showing me. I'm a quick learner. So what I'm hearing from you is you're willing to do this, which you've done so kindly. The only thing for this 4-week series, and that we're able to bend your ear at any time privately to kind of figure out how the next move. But you're also a recruiter, which means would you be able to somewhat help us, or we're building our own?
A lot of people get this confused about recruiting. I'm a client recruiter, so I only have jobs available if my client has a requisition for it. I don't take your resume and go find a job to match you with. That's
No,
different.
no. I hear what you're saying. What I'm asking though is along this journey, let's say you're teaching us also to be our own, to go out there and find our own jobs and build our own company or
Mhm.
build it businesses. Clientele, let me put it that way. But should we come along the way and you find one or think we're a match, would that even, is that a cross interference or?
No. It's definitely part of what the benefit for VA school is for me is that I see a lot of these groups, like these virtual groups, like you said you belong to, and they're trying to set everybody up as small businesses, and they're giving them a lot of misinformation. And my clients are not looking to work with businesses; they're looking to work with
Well, see, that's what
resources.
with this one woman, and she's really not, she's just telling you the jobs that are out there.
Uh-huh.
And, but she's got this amazing job and she got it because she was started out from what, you get burnt on reading it, but then she'll tell you not to respond to her. And again, there's been so much scams in those past, but not with the virtual. I'm just saying this group happens to just, and I'm sure you probably even know her if you've been in this business. It's a Kylie someone. That's all I can remember. She runs this group, and all she's doing is telling you what jobs are out there that you can do virtually. And a lot of them are like the Amazons and the this or that, or specifically if a company's looking for something in a skill set that you were speaking of.
Right.
But she's in no way there helping you.
Yeah, well,
She's
I
just
mean, there are other organizations that are, that's that you can purchase training from, or there might be membership groups or something like that where you get training and stuff like that. But they're coming from a freelancer's perspective, somebody who's been like you were saying, this lady who's been a freelancer and has had success and is showing you how they did it, which does not work for everybody and does not take into account the clients. We have the
now you're
clients, and the clients tell us
okay,
what they want, not the opposite way around. So,
absolutely.
so we're showing you what our clients are asking for. We're training you in what our clients are asking for, and
Mhm.
we're showing you how to optimize your resume and where those clients are posting their jobs, so that
Okay, and I
you
don't.
aren't wasting
Okay.
a whole bunch of time trying a bunch of things that don't work.
Okay, I have one more question. I don't mean to sound like that I just didn't read it all thoroughly. One is I'm having a hard time printing any of these PDFs. I tried yesterday too, but the second one is, are these next three at the same time? Our next webinars at the same time? I keep
Yes.
calling webinars. So,
They're every Thursday from 12 to 1 in Central Standard Time Zone for the next 3 weeks.
okay. And then is your school like, then do we register if we want to move forward?
You
Or
can register. There is training. This training that we're doing this month is already on Teachables, and you can get that through our website.
so that your school then after this month, it's basically get us started, and if we choose to want more, is there any certification from you at that end?
Yes, you could receive a certification at our paid programs. The free
So,
programs, there is a
oh,
certification
I
in
understand.
that.
Okay, awesome. And then when you always say reach out to you, my one question, boy, that last one didn't, I apologize. When you say reach out to you, at any time, you just mean through Facebook, that Facebook group?
Yeah, you can do it through the Facebook group. You could also comment, like, on the blogs. And then what we'll be doing at the end of this session is we'll be putting you guys into a private Facebook group. So
Awesome.
we have all the files in there that you can download, all the presentations. We'll put the recordings in there, all that kind
Okay.
of stuff. And so that way it's more focused on the people who have already started this first week of training. So.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time and everything, and I love that she said yay, Carrie. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. So thank you. I look forward to every bit of this journey. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Brittany. Does anybody else have any questions? You can type in the chat box, or if you're on your phone, you can unmute yourself by pressing star star and ask your question. I appreciate everybody's time, and I'm sorry if you're having any troubles downloading the PDFs, but everyone that's on this call will be getting access to the private Facebook group so that they can access any files there, and we'll have the recordings there. And I hope to see all you guys next week when we'll be talking more about resumes for virtual work. And if you have any friends or know anybody who's interested in virtual work as well, please invite them. The event's posted on the Facebook page, so you could just share that with them on your own Facebook. And the more the merrier. We're always happy to have more people. And thank you guys so much for your time. If you need anything, just reach out to me through Messenger on Facebook. Thank you guys, and you guys have a great day.